Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today's Monday, May 4th. Coming up on Cullman Today, the Cullman Chamber prepares to welcome Congressman Robert Aderholt for a State of the Nation luncheon. Plus, Wallace State celebrates students and donors with more than $500,000 in new scholarship awards. And Curt's Closet celebrates another big night of community support at Clothed in Cullman. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. The Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center will host its next community luncheon on Friday, May 8th, with U.S. Representative Robert Aderholt as the featured speaker. The State of the Nation luncheon will run from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Stonebridge Farms Brownstone Center. Aderholt, who represents Alabama's 4th Congressional District, is expected to share updates from Washington and discuss issues affecting Cullman County, the district, and the nation. The event is sponsored by HomeTex and is geared toward business and community leaders who want to stay informed on federal issues with a local impact. Tickets are $25 for chamber members and $35 for non-members. Registration is available through the Cullman Chamber's website. Wallace State Community College's Future Foundation recently hosted its 14th annual Scholarship Celebration Brunch, announcing more than $500,000 in scholarships for the 26-27 academic year. The event was held in the Traditions Bank Arena at Tom Drayton Coliseum and recognized more than 270 student scholarship recipients, along with the donors who helped make those awards possible. Wallace State President Dr. Vicki Karlowick said the celebration highlights both student success and the generosity behind it. Established in 2004, the Future Foundation has grown from awarding fewer than 50 scholarships at $500 each to supporting more than 350 students annually, with scholarships now averaging $2,000 or more. This year's celebration also included the announcement of 17 new scholarships, including both annual and endowed funds. Several were created in memory of loved ones, allowing those legacies to continue through educational opportunities for future students. Attendees also heard from scholarship recipients and donors, including Pamela Tidmore, a May graduate of Wallace State's nursing program, who shared how scholarship support helped her complete a nearly 30-year journey toward becoming a registered nurse. A single night can say a lot about a community, especially when people show up for a shared purpose. For Curt's Closet, this year's fundraiser was another chance to turn support into something tangible for children and families across Cullman County. Our reporter Annabelle Howes has more.
Curt's Closet hosted its annual Clothed in Cullman fundraiser at Cotton Creek on Thursday, April 30th, bringing the community together for a night of games, giveaways, and support for local children. The event served as the organization's major fundraiser and helps fund its back-to-school initiative. Each summer, Curt's Closet provides assistance to about 1,600 children, including brand new shoes through its Bless Your Soul campaign. Guests at the event enjoyed activities like Heads or Tails, bingo-style raffles, and a 50-50 cash drawing, all aimed at raising money for the cause. Community outreach and fundraising specialist Cheyenne Sharp said the event continues to make a meaningful impact for local families.
And so to see this many people come together as a community to uplift these kids that need assistance and that just need a little extra love is so insane, and it's wonderful to see.
Organizers at Curt's Closet say they are grateful for continued support and look forward to growing the event in years to come. This has been Annabelle Howes with Cullman Today.
And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, local track standouts punch their tickets to state, while Cullman Soccer wraps up its playoff run. Sports is next.
It all starts with who you are. You know, I always tell our players, who you are is more important than what you do. How high you jump, how fast you run, because who you are is your character. And your character is an accumulation of your thoughts, your habits, and your priorities on a day-to-day basis, because those three things determine the choices you make. And the choices you make you who you are. Good guy, bad guy, hardworking, lazy, responsible, irresponsible. And it takes a certain amount of discipline to do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to get done.
Welcome back. Cullman's girls and boys soccer teams both saw their seasons end Saturday night in the Elite Eight at the Cullman Soccer Complex. The Lady Bearcats fell to Athens 2-0 after a physical match that stayed scoreless for nearly 30 minutes. Goalkeeper Kendall Bussman kept Cullman within reach with several big saves, but Athens added another goal early in the second half. Cullman's girls finished the year 19-4. The Bearcats boys team battled Gadsden City through regulation and 2 overtime periods before falling 1-0 in a sudden death penalty kick shootout. Goalkeeper Levi Hokeson turned in a standout night as Cullman finished 13-4-3. The Addison Bulldogs are moving on to the Class 1A baseball quarterfinals after sweeping South Lamar in round 2 of the state playoffs. Addison took Game 1 9-2, using 2 runs in the 5th and 4 more in the 7th to pull away. Connor Lane finished with 3 hits and 2 RBIs, while Kaya Lake went the distance on the mound, allowing 7 hits, 2 unearned runs, and striking out 5. Game 2 was a pitcher's duel, but Addison held on 2-1 behind Tucker Thompson, who allowed just 1 hit and struck out 7 in a complete game win. Addison will face Appalachian Thursday. And that wraps up sports for today. Coming up next, Cullman students head outdoors to learn about nature, conservation, and Alabama's natural resources. Plus, the Cullman County Public Library System gets ready to launch summer reading for children and adults. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Hanceville's weekly food truck Roundup returned Thursday, April 30th at Tucker Pavilion. The evening featured live music from the Highway 67 band, along with cornhole and several food options for families to enjoy. The lineup included Smokin' Joe's Barbecue, Bryant's Seafood, JJ's West Coast Tacos, and Sweet Foam, Alabama. Food Truck Roundup continues each Thursday in Hanceville from 4 to 8 p.m., giving residents a casual weekly spot for dinner, music, and community fun. The Cullman County Public Library System is getting ready for summer reading. Registration will be held during the first week of May, with families invited to stop by the library anytime Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visitors can pick up information about this year's reading challenges, prizes, programs, and other summer activities planned through the library system. Reading challenges for both children and adults will officially begin Monday, May 11th. Library leaders say the program is designed to keep readers of all ages engaged during the summer months while giving families another free local activity to enjoy. 6th grade students across Cullman will head outdoors this month for the FAWN program at Sportsman Lake Park. Forestry Awareness Week, now known as FAWN, is set for May 6th through 7th for Cullman County schools and May 14th for Cullman City schools, private schools, and homeschool students. Each day will run from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The program is hosted by the Cullman County Natural Resources Planning Committee and teaches students about Alabama's natural resources, conservation, and environmental stewardship through hands-on activities. Students will rotate through stations focused on tree structure, animal pelts and skulls, water quality, aquatic life, tree identification, and forest management. Organizers say the goal is to help students better understand the natural resources around them and encourage them to enjoy and care for the outdoors. Sportsman Lake Park is located on Sportsman Lake Road Northwest in Cullman. For many students, the path after graduation can feel wide open and a little overwhelming. Cullman Area Technology Academy is working to make that next step clearer by putting students face-to-face with employees, colleges, and career opportunities. Annabelle has more.
The Cullman Area Technology Academy hosted its first career fair on April 30th, connecting students with employers and career opportunities. More than 30 vendors took part, representing fields like healthcare, trades, manufacturing, military, and higher education, including Wallace State. Over 300 people attended, and the event later opened to the public for community job seekers. CATA Assistant Principal and Work-Based Learning Coordinator Jeff Johnson says the goal was to help students, especially seniors, explore their options and make connections. Organizers say they plan to build on the event and hope to make it an annual opportunity for students and the community. This has been Annabelle Howes with Cullman Today.
And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who lost their lives this week. Gregory Julian Swann, 71 of Vinemont, passed away Thursday, April 30th. Visitation will be today from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Cullman Funeral Home. Funeral services will be Tuesday, May 5th from 11 a.m. to noon in the Cullman Funeral Home Chapel. Interment will be at Mount Zion Cemetery. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. Today looks like a really nice start to the week with mostly sunny skies and a high near 77. Tonight will be mostly clear and comfortable with temperatures dropping to around 52. Tomorrow brings more of the same with mostly sunny skies and another high near 77. By tomorrow night, clouds start to build back in and we'll have a 40% chance of showers with a low around 59. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful day, Cullman.